Tradcast Express. Tradcast Express, it's Tuesday, August 8th, 2017. My, oh my, it's sure been a busy last 24 hours. Essentially, there are two big breaking stories. Number one, it has been revealed that by the end of 2014, the famous so-called Fatima priest Nicholas Gruner rejected Francis' claim to the papacy and believed that Benedict XVI was still pope. Number two, a sodomite couple from Brazil is claiming that Pope Francis has congratulated them on getting their 3 adopted children baptized. Now let's look at both of these breaking stories in some detail. First, yesterday, August 7th, Dr. Peter Hojnowski published on his blog Tradcast a post entitled What Father Gruner Actually Thought and Wanted. And in this post, among other things, he claims the following, quote, Father Gruner came to believe that Francis I was not a true pope, but that Joseph Ratzinger, Benedict XVI, had retained the office. So it would have to be Benedict that would consecrate Russia to the Immaculate Heart and not Francis. John Venari told me this on 2 occasions in private after the death of Father Gruner. At the time, I had not known that this was the case and was surprised. John also said that Father was making statements in this regard during his speeches at his conferences, at least by late 2014. John was not pleased by this turn of events at all. Not at all. Unquote. Now, Dr. Hojnowski isn't just anybody. He holds a PhD in philosophy from Fordham University. He's an SSPX parishioner and, if I'm not mistaken, teaches at Immaculate Conception Academy in Post Falls, Idaho, which is one of the nation's Lefebvrist strongholds. In addition, Dr. Hojnowski has been a frequent speaker at various semi-traditionalist conferences, including some by the Fatima Center, which is the organization that was headed by Mr. Gruner until his death in April of 2015. In any case, there has since been some confirmation of this. Gruner's associate, Father Paul Kramer, has posted on his Facebook page that what Hojnowski revealed here regarding Gruner's beliefs about Benedict and Francis is accurate. And just a short time ago today, Louis Verrecchio released a video clip from a speech given by Gruner in which he talks about how Benedict XVI never validly resigned. You can see all the details about this at our Novus Ordo Wire blog, novusordowatch.org/wire. Go to the post of August 7th, titled Dr. Peter Hojnowski. By late 2014, Father Gruner had come to believe Francis is an anti-pope, Benedict XVI the true pope. So, this bombshell revelation here is surely going to cause a firestorm of problems at the Fatima Center, at the Remnant, with the SSPX, and probably among a few other semi-traditionalists. By the way, a new photograph has just emerged, taken very recently, of Benedict XVI, in which he is seen wearing the fisherman's ring, which is a ring the Pope wears with which he seals his official documents. When the Pope dies, that ring is destroyed for obvious reasons. Now, with Benedict, when he resigned, that ring was not destroyed, but reportedly a big X was carved through it, and I guess that's the ring he's still wearing now. So, whatever. Look, folks, all this stuff about, Benedict XVI is the real Pope, is nothing but a sort of sedevacantism light, okay? Do you really think that anybody would be talking about Benedict's resignation now if Francis had turned out to be, say, a St. Pius X? Of course not. Are there a number of things fishy about Benedict's resignation? Yes, there are, indeed. But I believe they are entirely by design, because this ultimately helps to advance the modernist revolution. Look, it was clear that Francis wouldn't be able to just steamroller through with his program of apostasy just like that. Too many people would be offended and would resist. Well, the Vatican II sect obviously can't risk losing all of those. So what do? They create an ostensible alternative pope, so to speak, that the conservatives in their sect can fall back on and attach themselves to as the real pope. This keeps them from leaving the Novus Ordo Church altogether, and especially keeps them from defecting to sedevacantism, and it ultimately allows Francis to continue at full blast because at the end of the day, he really doesn't care if anybody believes Benedict is the real pope or not, because that doesn't keep him from appointing bad bishops, giving out marriage annulments like candy, and causing more damage in all sorts of other ways. All right, let's move on to the other big story today. Tony Reyes and David Herod are two sodomites in Brazil with 3 adoptive children who were baptized in April of this year in the Cathedral of the Modernist Archdiocese of Curitiba. This event, of course, made front-page news in the secular press back then, and now they're back in the news because after writing to Pope Francis about it, they received the following response from the Vatican, quote, "Dear Sir, the Holy Father has looked appreciatively at your letter in which you expressed feelings of esteem and veneration and expressed your wishes for the good spiritual fruits of his ministry as pastor of the Universal Church. In thanking you on behalf of the successor of Peter for your demonstration of attachment and your honorable words, I can assure you that Pope Francis also wishes you all the best and invokes for your family an abundance of divine graces in order that you may live constantly and faithfully as Christians, as good children of God and of the Church, sending you an indulgenced apostolic blessing, asking you not to forget to pray for him. I take this occasion to express my fraternal esteem in Christ the Lord," unquote. This letter was signed by a certain Monsignor Paulo Borgia, who is an assessor for the Vatican Secretariat of State. Now, you can read about this with all the links and photos and other details on our blog at novusordowatch.org/wire. Just click on the post of August 8th. Entitled Brazilian Homo Couple Flaunts Vatican Letter for Baptism of Their Children. Now, this story is making waves, at least in the Portuguese and Spanish-speaking press right now, after Reyes posted this on his Facebook page yesterday, and now he's already given an interview to the local radio station in Curitiba, so he's making sure that this is getting coverage. Now, at the same time, some are saying, well, wait a minute, this is just a form letter from the Vatican. Okay, we can't assume that Francis actually read what Reyes had sent him and, so forth. So everybody gets this letter and you get the idea. The point being that, maybe this is really no endorsement whatsoever of the two perverts and their pseudo-family. Now, while that may be true, the fact of the matter is that this is being reported all over as a quote-unquote papal endorsement of sodomites raising children and having them baptized and being fully accepted in ecclesiastical life. So if, therefore, what is being reported is not what the Vatican intended, then the Vatican now has an obligation to set the matter straight, to condemn such sodomite pseudo-families and redress the scandal unwittingly caused, because otherwise they are guilty of tacitly approving of it. So, what do you think? Is that going to happen? Is the Vatican going to come out and condemn pseudo-families of sodomites? Fat chance. Tradcast Express is a production of Novus Ordo Watch. Check us out at tradcast.org, and if you like what we're doing, please consider making a tax-deductible contribution at novusordowatch.org/donate.